Alright y'all, I'm fixing to make pulled pork. So we're going to make up a rub real quick to throw on our pork and get it in the oven. I got half a cup of white sugar. You can use sugar in the raw or turbinado sugar, but you need a half a cup and a half a cup of brown sugar. The next thing you're going to need is a quarter cup of salt, and this is going to be a lot of rub, so you will have some left over. So you can just put it in an airtight container and it'll be just fine. You're going to need a tablespoon of celery salt. Okay. 2 tablespoons of seasoned salt. A third of a cup of paprika. Okay. Now we're going to need 2 tablespoons of chili powder. 2 teaspoons of black pepper. 1 teaspoon of cumin. 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder. And then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of ground mustard. Okay. And now we are going to mix this all together. And you're going to take, I have a pork butt. I'm going to turn around and put it fat side up. I made a little ring to go in the bottom of my pan just out of foil. I'm going to lay it on the bottom and put my pork on top, so it stays off the bottom and helps it from sticking. So we're going to put it mustard all over top of it. And you want to make sure that the fat side is up so the fat drippings drip down on it and does not dry out your meat. So here's my rub. Now I have the one side up that I'm going to face down. And we're going to sprinkle that with some of the rub. And then I'm going to turn it so the fat side's up, and I'm going to put some more mustard on that side. You're not going to taste the mustard. It actually uses as a tenderizer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get it flipped over. So I got the fat side up. We're going to go ahead and put some mustard on this side. And then smush it around. And we're going to put more seasoning on this side. I got that all smushed around. And we're going to go ahead and sprinkle more of our seasoning on here. And you can use this for chicken. You can use this for ribs. So, there we go. This recipe was given to me a while ago by a firefighter who cooked for the fire department. So now I'm just going to put just a little bit of tiny bit, maybe of water or beef broth, whatever you want to do, in the bottom. I'm going to put a half a cup of beef stock here in the bottom. Okay. If everybody can please remember to like and share, that would be greatly appreciated. I have our family cookbook still available. I'll put the link above this post and below in the comments so you can tell you ways that you can get yourself a copy of that. Alright y'all, I'm just going to take a little bit, and you don't have to do this, of liquid smoke. About a teaspoon. And put it on the top. And then we're going to get ready to pop this in the oven. Alright y'all, now we're going to put this in the oven at 425 degrees, uncovered, for 15 minutes. Then we're going to take the our cover here, our lid, or just foil. whatever you got. We're going to put it back on there, and we're going to put it at 325 for 2.5 hours. Then we're going to bump the heat up to 350 degrees for 1 more hour. So again, it's low and slow, but if you got a smoker, you can do that as well. I do have a Traeger smoker, but I'm going to do it in the house because it's been kind of chilly. So I'm going to put it in the oven today. So 425 for 15 minutes, uncovered. Then we're going to cover it, 325 for 2.5 hours. And then we'll be back to bump that heat up for 1 more hour. So I will see you back here in just a little while. Alright, y'all, so now we're going to put our lid on it. Put it down to 325 for 2.5 hours. And I'll see you back here then. Alright, y'all, so I took my pork roast and I bumped the temperature up to 350 degrees for another hour. And now we're going to start on our barbecue sauce. So I have some ketchup here in my pan, and it's 3/4 cup of ketchup. And to this, we're going to add 3/4 cup of beef stock. Okay, now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. All right, 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Okay, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. There's 1. And there is 2. Okay, now we are going to add in 1 cup of brown sugar. 1 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Let's mix this together, and we're going to bring this to a simmer, and we're going to let it cook for just a little bit. So 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of salt, 3/4 cup of beef stock, 1 cup of brown sugar, cayenne, 1 teaspoon of paprika, a little bit of pepper, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 3/4 cup of ketchup. So let this come together for a little bit and I'll be right back. So it's coming to a simmer. Now I'm going to stir this, and I'm going to cut the heat down to a medium-low and let it cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Okay, so here's the bone, and it's all falling apart. So we're going to drain the majority of that liquid out, other than about 2 tablespoons of it. We're going to pull that bone, and we're going to start pulling apart our pork. Alright, y'all, so this is all done. I'm going to turn the heat off. And I'm just going to let it sit as I pull the pork and get it in a bowl and set it to the side. Alright, y'all, so we got it all shredded up and the bone, and we discarded all the little fat pieces. I put my rib rub, I got about 3 jars of this full of the rib rub, so you'll have plenty left over. So it's about 1.5 tablespoons here in my bowl. And we're going to use this and shake it around on there. So about 1.5 tablespoons. And then you're going to take our barbecue sauce that we've made, and we're going to toss it all around with our pulled pork. Yeah. So that's that. And my roast was about 6 pounds. So you'll have to judge the timing on your pork roast. Again, mine was about 6 pounds. So this is what we're going to have. Give this a try. If anybody has any comments, questions, or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out. The link for the cookbook will be above and below this post. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day.